See, my bad, man. Every time, I swear, every time you got something good going, or you got something, man, the energy is just flowing. Somebody gonna knock on the doors, somebody gonna call, somebody gonna this, like, it's always some type of niggas jumping through shit. When I say indigos, look, every indigo is an energy of beings. You could be a Palladian, you could be an Anunnaki, you could be whatever, but indigo is actually the energy, is people who found direction in the yin realm. That's all an indigo is. So if you a person who was born in your zodiac, say like all your planets create like a bowl, like your sun is in Gemini, your Mercury is in Cancer, your moon is in Leo. You know what I'm saying? Your Venus is in maybe Leo also. You know what I'm saying? Your Jupiter is in Virgo. Your Saturn in Libra. Like if you got a bowl like that, that's you came onto Earth with indigo energy. So you got direction inside where others don't. That's what that means. So like indigos esoterically, they travel. These people are into meditation. They're into astral traveling, and mostly people who got a little bit of indigo energy, or they got beings receiving indigo energy. These people who they like stargates. They jump through stargates, jump through portals, and understand all spheres of reality. So that's an indigo child. But you have evil indigos out here. Like you have certain grays, certain you know what I'm saying, different type of beings that turn into indigos and learn indigo knowledge and start using it for what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? They infiltrate other knowledges that they don't want out, that others maybe, like say you may get a being from another sphere of reality. Then you got another being from another sphere of reality on Earth preaching knowledge and sciences from that place that this being is from. Now, this being trying to utilize that science for itself, is that science that wisdom not going to be effective if a large amount of people know it and use it for themselves. So what this being could do would come and infiltrate it and spread other lies to tear other people's in other directions and stuff like that, so it can use the truth of that knowledge and utilize it for the benefit that it's using it for. Now it's mainly knowledges and wisdoms and fears and realities that we can jump in through. Like I'm an indigo, you know what I'm saying? I use that shit. I have enemies in that realm too, and I got friends in the indigo realm, indigo friends too. You know what I'm saying? But indigos is like a title. Like you are a human, right? But if you go be a policeman, you are a human that's a policeman. And what are policemen? Policemen are people who are out to create laws or whatever like that, and this, that, and the third. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, not create laws, but make the laws efficient and shit like that. Like now, it's just an example. Like that's an indigo. Indigo could be any kind of being, but they go learn this type of thing and go do it. You know what I'm saying? But back to the Cusp signs, you know what I'm saying? Now, water and fire Cusp, you know what I'm saying? These people know how to smooth things out, but they know how to create things turbulent. They bad with communication because it's straight yin. It's a filler. It's water and fire combined to steam. So steam is like steam go up in the air, but it didn't necessarily come from the air. So air is the communication element. So when you have steam, sometimes it could block certain air, or it could mixture in certain air, and depending on if the steam coming from a toxic type of burning, like fire, smoke, or something like that, and that kind of steam, it can suffocate you, it can mess up the atmosphere and shit like that. That's messing up communication. That's always putting feelings and emotions into logical, rational moments. You know what I'm saying? When someone try to be logical with you, you can't be rational because you're mixing emotions with it. You know what I'm saying? You're acting off of emotions and feelings. But these people are very passionate though. These people are overly passionate. You know what I'm saying? And they go for their passions. And they live in the world of their passions. You know what I'm saying? They live in that world. They live in the world of their passions, and they into bringing that passions onto Earth, just like steam comes onto Earth. You know what I'm saying? And it gives warmth to other and moisturize. Like girls don't like an ashy nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you need some lotion to smooth that ash out, right? That's another form of a lower manifestation of what steam can do. You know what I'm saying? What lotion does? Moisturize your skin. You know what I'm saying? So steam is a form of moisturizing. You're not so dry. You know what I'm saying? You're not so burnt out. You know what I'm saying? You moist. You know what I'm saying? So you have a depth to you. You have layers to you. You're not just one thing. You're not just surface. You have layers. You know what I'm saying? You have extreme steam to create fog to the point that things can become hard to see. But the things that you do see, others don't see. You know what I'm saying? So that's steam. You know what I'm saying? So, alright, and you, like I said, you only can be steam if you're a Pisces, Aries cusp, Cancer, Leo cusp, or Sagittarius, Scorpio cusp. Now, let's get into the other element. There's 4 elements. Fire, earth. Now, fire, earth. What's that? That's like hot earth. That's like the core, the ozone layer. Things get too hot, it get erupt, it explode. What happens? Lava. Your element is lava. So what are the lava signs? The lava signs are Aries, Taurus cusp. Leo, Virgo cusp. You know what I'm saying? Sagittarius, Capricorn cusp. Now, what does lava do? What does these cusp signs overall aspect? And I'm gonna get into every individual sign in the following videos. What does lava does? Now, lava is hot, very hot, but it explodes, right? It can explode, but it may take a while for it to explode. And when it explodes, it causes a stream, a slow hot stream. So these are fiery people that take precaution in their steps. They take a step by step with their fire. These are practical fire people. You know what I'm saying? They're not fire or earth. They're lava. So they're slowly hot. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you keep bugging them, keep pinching them, they're gonna explode on your ass. These people who understand pressure points. They understand the expiration date. They understand that they understand more than any other cusp or any other element sign the explode moment. They're always looking at that explode moment. You know how some signs can just take shit and be like, oh, whatever. And some signs can't take shit off the bat. They can be like, oh man, I ain't taking shit today. These signs understand explosion point. So they're always, anytime you present them a situation, they're always looking at the explode moment. These are people who may think like, oh, I hope nobody make me explode today. Or, oh man, I feel like a ticking time bomb today. These are these type of people. You may even explain them like that. Like, man, this person is like a erratic volcano, man. This person like a ticking time bomb, man. I don't know what's wrong with this person. Like, you know what I'm saying? These are people who sometimes may express their emotions. And in a practical way though, to the point that you may feel like this person is emotional, and this person may not feel emotional. They may be like, I ain't emotional, I'm just kicking what's real. These are very creative people also, because what does volcanoes do? It creates cracks, creative different cracks in the ground. It creates like a cone-like shape. It shapes and it designs. So these people are like artists. These people know how to shape and design. They know how to mold. What do you do when you was in art class and you made clay molds and mold clays and made vases and shit like that and design? Like that's like what this shit is. Like, you know what I'm saying? It burns the reality, right? And catch from what it sees behind the scenes of which actually in reality, and it relates that to reality and try to make something out of it. So it blends in logical and it blends in right and left brain, but in a way of trying to see it in existence. So these people, earth, fire, which is lava. You is not earth or fire. You're lava. These people, they like to burn bridges. Because the way they feel about it is, if it's a situation where I have to burn a bridge with you, then you are a person who don't need to be in my life, and I need to create a situation where there's a no coming back. So these people love moving forward and not looking back. You know what I'm saying? These people love moving forward. They don't like looking back. You know what I'm saying? And if you make them look back, you might get burnt. Or if you do want to get back with these people, you got to do something that's like a metaphysic representation of taking a long leap, taking a long jump. Because what happens when it's a volcano, right? and the earth separates, right? To get from this part to that part, you may have to jump. You may have to, you know, on Call of Duty, when on the zombie part, when on the transit, when you getting up and you turn the electricity on, and then you have to hurry up and run up, and you have to jump over that little part to hurry up and get back to the bus before it leaves. You got to do the run jump. You can't just regularly jump because you're gonna fall down in the fire. You got to do the run jump. So you have to show these people. It's like metaphysically bringing that to an existence where you can see it physically. You have to show these people you can go out your way to do something, or go out your distance to do something for them. That's how you make them feel like they really care. You really care about them. For the lava signs. You know what I'm saying? Esoterically, you got to take a leap of faith, or you have to take long jumps or do long hurdles or go out long ways to get to that part that's separated, that made that lava person separate from you. You know what I'm saying? If you willing to go build a long ass ladder to get to that platform back to this earth where the earth was trying to separate from you, then that makes the earth feel that makes not the earth, but that makes the lava person feels comfortable with allowing you to stay in their presence of creation, of creating a foundation for themselves. So a lot of times it may be chaotic how they create foundations for themselves or create stability, but this is their way of seeing what's real and what's not, and what's to stick to and what not to stick to. Now, let's go to the third element. Now the third element is earth-air. Earth-air cusp signs. Now, the only way you could be an earth-air cusp sign if you are a Taurus Gemini cusp, Virgo Libra cusp, right? Aquarius Capricorn cusp. That's the only way you can be a dust sign. A dust element. You know what I'm saying? You are a dust sign. You are not an air sign or an earth sign. You are a dust sign. Now, what does this mean? And I don't want people to get, even though it can, because look, when you break them down, say you relating to a person, right? You may describe this person like, man, this person act kind of dusty. This person kind of dusty. Or you may be like, you know what I'm saying? You may be talking about an air earth cusp person. Or you might could be like, man, this person judgment is very cloudy. Their personality is very cloudy. They might be an air water sign, which that when we get to that element is cloud. When you might say a person, you might say, man, this person, man, every time I'm with this person, we got like steamy situations. It's always hot, steamy situations, or smooth ass situation. You may be dealing with an air fire sign. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're in a situation where you like, man, this person act chaotic, or this person act erratic, or this person kind of spontaneous, but they smart with it, or something like that, you may be talking about a lava sign. You know what I'm saying? So when we get to dust signs, which is earth air, you know what I'm saying? What is air? Air is communication, blended in with earth. What is earth? Rocks, stuff on the earth, whatever like that. So dust is a form of earth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the most smallest molecule of a rock, if you want to say that. It's the smallest portion of a rock. Dust. So what happens here is dust in the air, right? So what happens when you want to go outside and breathe the fresh air, right? But you smell something in the air, right? You sense something in the air, right? Somebody could be barbecuing, you may smell a barbecue. So a house may be on fire, you may smell a fire. Somebody may be blowing fireworks, or somebody sprays some cologne, and you walk into the room, or somebody sprays some perfume, sprays something, somebody got anything, you sense something in the air. So earth makes dust. So like a dusty air. So basically, I'm smoking. You come in, if you ain't know I was smoking outside, and you walked into my basement, you gonna smell smoking air. So you sense something. So these people sense communication. They sense how you communicate. So they sense fast talkers. So when you talking fast to a dust sign, they sense what you really mean. So all that ring around the bush, ringing shit to get what you want, trying to talk fast and shit, they point out what you really mean. They sense what's in the air is communication. Dust in the air, you smell it, you sense something in it. That's what dust signs do. You know, so this shit is very real. You know what I'm saying? You would never get this science from nobody else because it's brand new, but you can't say it's wrong because it's the truth and it makes complete sense. That's how you know when you're closer to God. That's how you know when you're closer to the truth. That's how you know when you're closer to the existence and on the right path of learning what's really here and what's really not. Because being an energist, you don't have to have education. You don't need to know language or anything, and we still all be on the same page. That's what I'm here on the earth to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but let's get back to this. You know what I'm saying? A dust signs, they're very smart and they're very practical. You know what I'm saying? But, see, they can be very cold. Very cold. You look at their face, you may not know. They may be having a good time, but you may not know it. You know what I'm saying? But they may want to talk about and criticize everything that's going on. But in their mind, they're having a good time. This is just their way of expressing it, though. You know what I'm saying? This may be the person that you bring to a party and you dancing and shit, but they stuck on the wall. But instead of being reserved, they may talk too much. And you may be trying to dance, and instead of being like just a regular earth sign, being sit back reserved, or instead of just being an air sign, you trying to communicate with everybody, it's a blending of this. It's dust. So you the person who brought this dust sign with you, and you dancing and shit, and you trying to be brother, you trying to enjoy yourself, and this person is in your ear, trying to rap, trying to say, man, we need to get these chicks. Or we trying to, and you like, man, just enjoy yourself. Like, and you thinking in your head that this person ain't enjoying themselves, but that's how they enjoy themselves, by engaging, but being practical at the same time. So it's like using air, but earth at the same time. But you're not an earth or air sign. You are a dust sign. You know what I'm saying? Now, these people love to communicate common sense also. So if you're a person who just like to talk about it and everything, they're going to stop you. They're going to be always the person who challenge you logically. As soon as you say something like, man, I got this one business, man, and shit, we about to be doing this. All I need from you is this. They're going to be like, shit, but why would I give you that if I'm already doing this myself? And then the thing you doing is not even the right way you're supposed to do it, because what you actually talking about is this. And then they're going to break down what you talk about, then you're going to get uninspired because you're going to be like, well, damn. Because in the back of your head, you trying to get over on somebody, but you think you had an idea that make it seem like you're trying to help somebody, and this person going to break that down. That dust sign going to break that shit all the way down. They're going to make you feel like you trying to take advantage, and I know what you up to. And you may be a person who ain't even that smart. You may just do this subconsciously. And they may tell you about yourself, and you ain't even know that about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's dust signs. They take your practical actions that you take and analyze that shit and bring it. And then they don't feel. Like, they feel, but they don't let that dictate their actions. If they see a better situation, they don't let the current situation that they in hold them from going to that next situation. And they don't mind expressing to you that I just had to move on, but I still love you, or this, that, and the third, but this was just something I had to do. Now, that's earth air signs. You know what I'm saying? That's earth air, which is dust. So you are dust, and you only could be a dust sign if you are a Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Capricorn, Aquarius. Now, let's get to the fourth, last but not least, cusp element, and that's clouds. Now, you can only be a cloud element if you are a blend between air and water. So, what is that? Aquarius, Pisces cusp, Gemini, Cancer cusp, and a Libra, Scorpio cusp. So this is the only way you could be a cloud. Now, these people, at times, very creative. They know how to logically understand their emotions. But at other times, they could be airhead. Like, they could be too light and floaty. Sometimes they want to be too light and floaty, to the point that their judgments gets cloudy, to the point that a lot of times they may be talking about things that's not real. You know what I'm saying? They may feel a certain way about somebody and go into depth about talking about that person, about what that person may do or may not do, and that person may not even be nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So they can misjudge people at times because it's cloudy. But for the most part, these people like to stay light and floaty, like clouds. So these people like to get high and stay there. So these are your drug addicts of the cusp. the air, water. These are your drug addicts of the Cusp signs. Not to say it's a bad or a good thing, because these, on a good note, these people can get into medical science. You know what I'm saying? And get into, you know, all kind of medical science, where these are the people who are subscribing you your subscriptions when you go to the hospital. So that could be in a good way. But these people are on, some of these people know how to meditate and live off a natural high, but just these people love to get high and stay high. No matter what, if learning and knowledge what makes them get a high, then they like to keep doing that and keep analyzing and keep doing that and keep analyzing emotions and this, that, and third. And then these are people at times also who could throw on this and storm people with their emotional weight. Because what's the emotions? The water. And what's the air? The communication. So when blended together, it's clouds. What does clouds do sometimes? Rain, thunderstorm. Metaphysically, that's these people throwing, sometimes they can just throw their emotional weight on everybody. Like they may get drunk or something like that and talk about their problems to everybody. I mean, everybody could leave a room and these people may still be talking to themselves out loud about their emotions, about something that happened earlier today. Oh, this motherfucking person played me, man, and that's why I can't be helping people. I always want to help everybody, but everybody don't want to help me, man. That's what's wrong. I'm generous. I'm always generous, and these people people get tired of hearing it. One person leave the room, two people leave the room, people come back, don't even come in the room, just listen. Niggas still going. For real. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that can play out at times, but for the most part, these people are loving and they care and they love to communicate because they have the both relation part of the elements, which is the air and the water. So these are the communicators of emotionally and intellectually, and these people love to communicate about how you feel about things. So if you're in a bad mood and you around air water, which is a cloud, you a cusp. Now, when I say air water or fire water, something like that, now these kind of traits can play out. If you got a fire moon, water moon, okay, you got steam traits, but you are not a steam element. It's just sometimes you play out fire, sometimes you play out water. So when they blend in, sometimes it play out as steam. But you're not the steam sign. You have to be a cusp to be a steam sign. Same thing here. You are a cloud sign if you are a cusp between the air and water signs. You know what I'm saying? You are a cloud. But sometimes if you have an air sign somewhere and a water sign somewhere, then you may play out cloud qualities sometimes. But for the most part, that's just the blend of it. But you are the blend. You are a cloud sign if you're a cusp. So these people love it. If you're around a cloud person and you're in a bad mood, these are people who, they may not feel what you feel, but they want to feel what you feel. So they may want to communicate about shit you don't want to communicate about sometimes. And you may sometimes give off a negative energy to them because I need you to know, they don't mean no harm. This is just their way of relating. You may be like, man, why the fuck you always talking about that? You ask me the same question every time I see you. And they just make that, this is their way of, they look at it like, well, since you answered the question,